Holy shit, where do I even start with this? It's not often that a game comes into your life and changes how you see the industry. In the landscape that gaming is right now, it's hard to look optimistically on a medium with largely greedy companies and niche indie devs trying really hard to make a dream come true. The world is in a weird as fuck place, yet for some reason, despite everything that's happening, a group of fans in Poland got together and made the game of their dreams, and it's a fucking masterpiece.
You know I don't find that amusing.
It wasn't meant to amuse, but to prod you to hurry. It's midday already. You promised Ciri you'd train with her. Go before Vesemir bores her to death with those etchings.
So, later then.
See you later.
The game wastes no time throwing you into the world set forth, straight from a cutscene into gameplay. Even with this ridiculous amount of nudity, censoring this part for YouTube was a bitch. It all has its place. Every second of the intro to this game is full of world building, and it's perfect. Yet, something happened to me that I can't explain. When I first picked up this game, I played it for about 30 hours and put it down. Something happened where I just stopped playing. My gaming interests change quite often and for no apparent reason. I wake up and I forget that yesterday I was playing something else. Another game catches my eye, I get busy with real life junk and end up playing something completely different to kick my feet back to. The list just keeps going on and on for why I might have stopped, but in the back of my head, I knew it was a mistake. I knew that only touching this game for about 30 hours, I'd only seen the first layer of this fucking onion beast. I knew when the time was right. I had to go back. The summer of 2017 was the time I gave this world another go. I was going through a weird as fuck transition in my life at that time, and I didn't really have the best reasons to do anything with myself. It was this strange time between my first year of college before transferring to a different one and entering into the real world. I went from only working small jobs during the summer to going full-time employee at my local bullshit Office Max as tech repair. Holy shit, was that something else. Meanwhile, I really wasn't doing anything with myself outside of that. Looking for a good escape from the things I didn't have an answer for, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt appeared to me as this golden portal to raise myself out of bed, to get myself home from work, to see what was on the other side. I needed something to grip me, to hold my thoughts after I put the controller down. In many ways, this piece of art still hasn't let me go.
Knickers surface here, dig their way out.
After my first experience with this game, I decided that I needed a goal to keep me going, so I might actually get the chance to understand what everyone was talking about. I wanted to find Ciri, so I deleted my first save, and I started the game over completely fresh. That was one of the best decisions I've ever made when it comes to gaming. Something this time completely changed. My entire perspective of the game reversed from pure boredom to unending interest. White Orchard, Velen, Novigrad, Skellige, Kaer Morhen, and then finally Toussaint. Oh my fucking gods, everything changed. Every location was alive. They all had a story to tell, with a larger story constantly rolling over the top of the entire thing. This isn't your average fest quest or objective quest. There was a mystery to everything you were asked to do. It did always end up being some fight with a monster, yet this felt natural. The developers had a perfect reason for everything I did. It's an 100-hour game of all killer, no filler. That kind of hit list is fucking rare. That's if you decide to actually adventure a little bit outside of the main story. I just played it to where my interest and curiosity kind of guided me. But 100 fucking hours plus more. I didn't even fully complete this thing. That's like going to a 5-day straight long concert where nothing but fucking bangers are being played, alright? Every goddamn song was something that made me come twice. Alright, now that's not like a really hard thing to make me do, but god damn was it satisfying every single second. I was deep into a world that had stories so small but so detailed. Everywhere I went, something was going on with a fully thought out arc. It was like coming home every day to play a video game where every fucking quest was a small episode of Game of Thrones. And there was no waiting till next week, motherfucker. That shit was here on time every day for 2 months straight. The combat is perfect. Now, I'm a huge fan of The Legend of Zelda. Ocarina of Time introduced me into a world where I didn't realize achieving an erection lasting longer than 4 hours was even possible at the age 6. But fuck! The Witcher 3 has everything I like about that approach to sword combat and so much more. You got your heavy and light attacks, you got your 2 different type of dodge rolls, you got your blocking, your perfect parrying, counterattacking, backstabbing, fucking signs. Oh god, the signs. At first they definitely seem a little weak and shallow, and compared to other games with magic casting, they don't live up to the standards, yet still have a good place in the world. Geralt's not a silly, whimsical, stick-waving lad, alright? He's a fucking motherfucker balls deep in the blood of monsters with steel and silver cutting his way in. There's no Wingardium Leviosa wand waving happening here, alright? The combat is smooth, and it's rewarding, and it's exactly what this game needed.
Piss off, or we'll fry you along with a fucking elf!
There's a third way out of this situation.
And the world exploration is just as detailed as the stories being told in it. It's pretty much hand in hand with one another. The richest parts of the world have connection between environment and story. Maybe it's a bloodstain on the ground, or a knocked over candle egg, or a note that was hidden in the dresser. It's just these clues lead to logical conclusions, and everything has an explanation. And my absolute favorite thing about the game world? 0 loading screens between outdoor environments and indoor environments. You just fucking walk inside. And this applies to dungeons, temples, houses, castles, and it just goes on. It fucking blew me away. It's just like, you just walk in. You just fucking walk inside. Like I said in the beginning, the story didn't grab me when I first started playing this game, and I even made it 30 hours in. I have no idea why I wasn't interested, because clearly that changed the second time going in. Oh boy. It was worth it. It literally has every aspect of a story that you would hope for in a fantasy movie or novel. It's extremely well written. Each character is his or her own person with their own place in the overall world, and they are engaging. Your choices will affect the world on a short-term and long-term levels. Choices that you make will change the way the characters and events play out. It's not obvious consequences, yet the conclusions revealed make sense. These decisions aren't easy to understand on the spot. You won't see the choices bad immediately. This world is not black and white, despite what some hair colors might be. Fuck my puns. All big decisions, someone will win and someone will lose. It's crazy that a group of people would go to such lengths to put such a massive amount of perspective into their own game. The amount of work is absolutely unreal. It's so much dedication that had to go into this level of detail. I know I'm being a little vague by just boasting about the detail here and there, but this is a game where I can't spoil this for you. The only way to understand the complexity behind the game is to just go ahead and actually jump in for yourself. People are still running to this game in mass, too. In 2017, The Witcher 3 is still selling better than most AAA titles. 2 years after its release. That's crazy that the game is so goddamn good, it's outselling new releases. What the fuck is going on with gaming? Underneath all the bullshit loot box greed and all the dishonest practice, The Witcher 3 is still climbing to the top of all of it. And that's because there is something being done right. It's rare. It's really fucking rare that a video game like this comes around to change the way we look at the industry. It's rare that a video game comes along into your life and then grips you to your core. It's really fucking rare that a video game comes along and then truly pushes the medium to new standards. Everything perfectly led up to the moment where The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt was released, and it was exactly what the video game industry needed. I didn't even get into the expansions that were released for this game. Not DLC, expansions. It's absolute madness that a game like this even got made. If you're a fan of RPGs, swords, monsters, dragons, and dialogue-centered games, get it. This game is worth your time, in more ways than I can even count. The fact that this game exists in the landscape that currently holds the expression is unbelievable. The game means to me so much more than I can even put into words. I put 125 hours into this game, and honestly, I'm gonna put another 50 to 100 into it before I'm even done. Play The Witcher 3. Thanks for watching.